I've received a couple of requests recently to show how to do just a basic image link that has a rollover effect using image sprites, or CSS sprites as they're called sometimes. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. And I'm going to pull from an example that I actually worked with the other day in a class that I was helping somebody create. It was an orientation class. And we needed to be able to do something just like this with some buttons that he had pulled off of the web. So I'm going to be reusing these buttons that he used and show roughly what we did. So in this case, I've set up a home page, or I've just set up a page here with two divs that are of the same class, and these are basically going to sit one on top of another. And within these divs there's three links each, or three anchor tags. And on each anchor tag I've given it a class of button 1, button 2, button 3, and then everything else is pretty standard. We've got a title, a hypertext reference. One thing I have done within each anchor tag is I've put a span with a class of text hidden, and then I've put the text for that link between those two span tags. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually hide the text, but I still want it to be there for accessibility purposes. Now I don't have any styles on here right now, although I am linking to a style sheet, hoverimage.css. So if you want to see how my folder's set up, here we have hoverimage.html, hoverimage.css, and then we have an images folder. And within each image folder we have, within the images folder we have 6 different buttons here that have rollover effects, or that are set up to do a rollover effect. So they're just set up one on top, basically an inactive version up on top and an active version down below, all just in one image. Now we could put all of these into, instead of 6 images, all into just one image that we just moved around. In this case, in this example, I'm not going to do that. Okay, let's go and set up the CSS. Oh, let's first, before we do that, go look at our HTML without CSS. So here it is. Everything's just rammed together: checklist, orientation, schedule, faculty and class. And we don't have any styles here, so nothing interesting is happening. So let's set up our styles. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to need to just do some general styles for all of these buttons and divs. So let's first go up, well, let's see, in our HTML we had these two divs with a class of buttons. Let's first style those. Let's give these a, let's see, we're going to target the selector. We're going to give it a width of, let's see, 690 pixels. We'll do pixels in this example, just to make it simpler. Margin 10 pixels and 15 pixels. Okay, so we've got that. Let's just go take a look at what's going on here. There we go. So we've just basically given a width and a height and a padding and margin to our top and bottom div. Alright, back to more CSS. Let's go ahead and just start setting up our buttons. So we're going to do let's see, we had button 1, button 2, I think we had about 9 of these. Maybe, I don't know, let's go look. We had 2, oh no, we only had 6. Great, okay. 3, button 4, button 5, and button, oh, what am I doing there? Hyphen 4, button 6. Okay, so what I've got here is I've got any anchor tag with the class of button 1, or an anchor tag with the class of button 2, all the way through button 6. Okay, let's give it some style. So we're going to do display. We want to display these as a block item so that they're not running together. If we save that and check here real quick, all of a sudden, because we've made these block items, they're all going to stack up one on top of each other, so we're going to want to give it a float of left, a left float. So let's save that and see what happens now. Now they're all right there back next to each other because now we're floating them left, but because they're in separate divs, that's treating them a bit separate there. So okay, now let's give these a width so that they don't look so run together. We'll go 200 pixels. There we go, now they're starting to separate. Okay, now let's give them a height, because this is going to have a background image in the end, and we're going to want to be looking at the dimensions of our images, which in this case is 200 by 140 for this, but remember we're only going to be displaying half of this image at a time, so it's going to be, our height of 140 is going to be cut in half, so it's going to be 70 pixels. So height of 70 pixels, and then let's just give these a margin for good measure so that when they do have a background image, they don't run together. So we'll do 10 pixels top and bottom, 15 pixels left and right. Same as we did here for the two divs, actually. Now let's just go, let's save that if we didn't already save. Refresh, and you know, we aren't really seeing anything happening, but we've got our width and our height specified on these blocks. Okay, now it's time to go and start creating background images. And so let's just start with button 1. Okay, so we're going to set up a background image for button 1. So we'll do this in shorthand. So we'll do background URL images, so we're in the images folder, right? Images and then 1.png, so images/1.png. We aren't going to want to repeat, so we'll just say no repeat, and we're going to give it a left position of 0 and a top position of 0. So that's what these two are for. This would be like background position or that style, but we're just doing that all in shorthand. So then let's save that, come take a look at our page, and there we go. Now we have our checklist image showing up here in the background, and because we have the height set to 70 pixels, we don't see the second half that's displaying down here, and we have it set to 0 left and 0 top. Okay, so far so good. But now we want to give it a hover, so we're going to give it a hover style, so we're going to go A, button 1, and we're going to do another background style. URL images, same image, 1.png, because we're just moving the image, so we're going to do no repeat again. And now we're just going to change the position, the background position of this, so we're going to do 0, and then we want this to actually bump up. We want this image to bump up 70 pixels so that we can see the bottom half instead of the top half. So that's going to actually require a negative positioning to move this up. So we're going to give it a top negative position of negative 70 pixels. Save. Refresh. And there you go, negative 70. Now I did something a little bit wrong there, I think, because this should just be acting on hover. I forgot to put the pseudo class hover. There we go. Let's save, refresh, and there we go. So now when I hover, you see really all it's doing is just changing the color of the button text there. So, but we've got the idea. So now we have the image positioned with a top position of 0. When we hover over, it gets a top position of negative 70 pixels. So what's just happened is this button is just moved up, really. Okay, so let's just go ahead and duplicate these two button styles 6 times. So I'm going to actually create a couple more lines here, and then I'm just going to do some copy and paste, but I'm going to use a keyboard or a text editor shortcut here using Sublime Text. So we'll just duplicate this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And we'll use some more shortcuts here. We'll come down here, we'll select all the next 4 ones, we'll change those to 2. This is again using a really awesome couple of shortcuts from Sublime Text. There we go, 4. Five. I'm just updating all of these all at once. And 6. So there we go. Okay, let's save that. Come over here, check out our page. And there we have all of our buttons all lined up. So the only thing we're missing is our style to hide this text that's sitting here. So let's come back over, and I think we gave it a class of text hidden. And we'll just give it a style of display none. Refresh, and there you go. There's our set of rollover buttons all set up and ready to go for us. And that is how you do it. Hope that helps.